Ferdinand the Frog was small, even for a tadpole. He lived in a lily pad community nestled beside a towering oak, its branches scraping the sky. Every day, Ferdinand would gaze at that tree, a yearning deep in his tiny heart. He dreamed of climbing it, of seeing the world from its highest branch. His fellow frogs scoffed. "Ferdinand," croaked old Bartholomew, the biggest frog in the pond, "you're too small. It's impossible. Frogs don't climb trees that high." The other frogs echoed his sentiment, their voices a chorus of discouragement. They'd seen countless frogs attempt the climb, only to slip and fall back into the water, their dreams dashed against the rough bark. But Ferdinand wouldn't listen. He believed in himself, in his own small, determined heart. Every morning, he'd start his climb. He'd leap, he'd cling, he'd sometimes fall, but he'd always get back up, his little legs pumping tirelessly. He found purchase in the nooks and crannies of bark, using his strong legs and sticky toes. He learned which branches were sturdy and which were weak. He persevered through the stinging bites of insects and the scorching sun. His fellow frogs watched, their skepticism slowly turning to astonishment. They'd gather at the base of the tree, their croaks now a mix of doubt and grudging admiration. They'd see him inching higher, 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 his tiny form a testament to unwavering determination. Days turned into weeks. Ferdinand's climb was a slow, arduous journey. Sometimes he'd rest, hanging onto a branch, gazing down at his pond, his home. He'd see the other frogs watching him, some shaking their heads, others with a glimmer of hope in their eyes. Then, one evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Ferdinand reached the top. He sat perched on the highest branch, a tiny silhouette against the vast sky. He surveyed his kingdom